There he is.
Hey,
Mark Wahlberg, Mark Twain, Mark Hamill, Mark McGuire.
hey, Jared, how are you today? Hey, my name is Mark, and I'm here.
I looked up I looked up Marcus first because I was like, I wanted to call you Marcus. There's not that many famous
Mm.
Marcuses.
You look things up just for the part where I open the camera up and you say my name.
I just was thinking of it while I was sitting here,
You
and I
do a
don't
lot more
usually.
research than I do.
I don't usually. Yeah, every word I say is scripted. Marcus peaked in the 70s at 147. I don't think Jared has ever been, at least my spelling.
Isn't Jared a biblical name?
Let's see.
There's a Jared in
It
the Bible.
means descent.
Doesn't make sense.
My life has descended into
Oh, Decent.
yes.
I thought you were saying
Not even
Dissent,
no, not
like political descent.
it peaked in
I can see both.
oh, it looks like maybe the late 70s, early 80s in the 400s. So it was never as popular as Mark. All right, so this is Sunday afternoon in the mag room.
All around the world you can hear them. Hey, hey, hey. Talking about news and kind of funny stuff. Hey, hey, hey. Mag-room. Mag-room. The mag-room. The mag-room.
Are we going to do what I wanted to ask you, because I know you've been busy with hurricane stuff, and remember like you'd watch like a funny show.
I do remember that. That's a
Saved by
long
the
time
Bell,
ago.
say, and then
Do
every once
I
in a
ever.
while they'd have a very special Saved by the Bell,
Yeah,
and
I remember. Do you remember?
Jesse would be addicted to speed pills.
So no caffeine pills. Who the got addicted to cat? I don't know anybody.
So remember, it was not a lighter episode. They'd still have a couple screech moments where he'd try to be funny or whatever, but
You know,
mostly it was
they'd be
heavy.
sucking some guy's at a truck stop to get caffeine pills. I remember that one. Did you ever see the? Did you
I
ever see
don't
the
think
Punky
it
Brewster
went.
one?
I don't think it went that far.
That was That
I would
happened
as a,
about
I
the
was at a
20-minute
crush
point.
on Punky Brewster.
Yes, she was beautiful.
So they would do. What was Punky Brewster? I know you said it. I was looking this up though. What was the?
Oh, what was made it very special? They were
Yeah.
playing hide and seek, and her friend Sherry hid
Okay.
in a refrigerator,
Oh.
closed the door, and like passed out and could have died. But I don't know if Henry knew how to resuscitate her, or the Brandon the dog did something probably. I don't know.
So what was the? I mean, it was just very.
What was the
special
message?
because
Don't
she
hide in
almost
refrigerators.
lied.
Don't be stupid and hide in a refrigerator.
I always learn.
Just
never
stand,
to
just
hide
don't
in
just
the
stand behind the refrigerator like everybody
Yes.
else would.
So to wrap up that whole thing, a very special
Oh
mag
yeah.
room
What time is it?
because of the hurricane.
Oh, thanks. I got an episode sort of dedicated
Yes.
to my.
A very special mag room. A very special. But I didn't want to just talk about the hurricane the whole time. That's what they would do in the very special episode. I think we shouldn't do that.
Okay. Do you want me to talk about it at all? Is that why you brought it up?
I saw some pictures online
didn't need anybody-
of a
I didn't-
shark in the road. Did you see any sharks?
I saw there really was a catfish in my yard. That's never happened to me
Oh.
before.
All right, so a catfish in your road.
Catfish
Could you
in my
drive
yard.
anywhere? You showed a picture of water everywhere. Could you drive?
Yeah, my yard just floods easily. It was the first house built in my neighborhood, and everybody else is sort of built up around me. So when we get real fast, real heavy rains, my yard floods, and then sometimes it's happened twice in however many years I've lived there. No. Nobody's. I mean, maybe somebody's house flooded, but that's why I stayed home from work and spent 18 consecutive hours pumping water out because I was afraid that if it rained hard like it did 9 hours before that it would get into my house, which it had not yet. So it got into my garage, got into my if you walked through my driveway, you could have laid down and you could have swum through my driveway. There
Cool.
were catfish in my driveway, but in the end, all the water's out, and all I am is just I've been tired ever since then.
All right.
I'm okay. All is well. Mag
So we don't
room's
have
good,
to.
kids
So we
are
don't
okay.
have to raise any money.
It's
for
a
you.
slightly special mag room episode, not a very special one.
Coolio also died,
No,
This week.
that sucks.
and I looked up his songs. I didn't realize that the Gangster Paradise was so much more popular than.
Didn't it win a Grammy? Did it win a
Yeah.
Grammy that year?
But if you looked at, somebody sent me a photo of the streams, and Gangster's Paradise had like 1 billion streams,
Yeah.
and
What's that
the
mean?
Fantastic Voyage had 18 million or something. But also the Weird Al movie's coming out next month, and him and Coolio had a beef, so I wonder if there's some, because that got brought up in a lot of the Coolio
Did Weird Al have Coolio killed?
executed. I wonder, because Amish Paradise, there was a big thing where Weird Al asked him, he said no, but Weird Al had also asked somebody else wrote it with Coolio, and that person said yes. So Weird Al did the song. Coolio was mad. But then they made up. But when Coolio died, that story came up a lot.
What kind of person would get mad at Weird Al?
I don't know.
That is an honor.
I mean, imagine Weird Al did a Magroom remix. That
Spinoff?
would be incredible.
I mean,
Magroom theme song.
it's like getting made fun of by Don Rickles. You know, like you want it to happen.
You know, every decade. You just
Yeah.
go way back.
Yeah.
It's like getting beheaded by Henry VIII.
Did I do that more than once this episode?
I don't know.
Why are you making fun of me?
You just always go back. You can go back.
Well, I have my pop culture references are many, but only up until like 1992. You know,
Yep.
I don't know why it
Yeah,
stopped when I
you
was
can't-
16.
Yeah, you can't go back.
Because I don't know. You don't know. What do
Don
you know
Rickles
about-
is in 1992.
Yeah, I said they stop at 92. Not. I mean,
I see. They don't keep
Yeah.
going after that.
right, but I don't think it's 92. I would say it's more like 98.
Yeah, early college. Like once you start.
I don't know anything about Justin Timberlake. You know, like that
Yeah.
was like when we got out of college.
2000.
I was no longer into boy bands. You know.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm a man now.
That's great. Yeah, there was something that they talked about with the Try Guys. There was
What's
some
that?
big scandal with the Try Guys. That's what I said. It was some group of people who on YouTube, these guys who tried things, and they had 1 million people who watched their YouTube videos. And one of the guys was really faithful to his wife, or that was his story, but then he cheated on his wife. So they were in the news that the Try Guys kicked him out of the group. And
Because he cheated on his wife.
well, his thing was that he was the faithful guy, or he was the wife guy.
Yeah, but he tried infidelity and he liked it. I don't get it.
Yeah, maybe
Like
that
that's
should
it.
have been his defense.
Antithetical to the whole point of the group.
Honey, I'm in a group called the Try Guys.
I'm
I have
supposed to
try
try
things.
this as he's naked with the other woman on the bed. Like,
Yes,
look,
yeah.
babe, you know how I make my money, how your bread is buttered. I try.
Oh, yeah. So I
Why
didn't.
don't you
know-
try to get out of the room right now? Let me finish up here, huh?
I didn't. I'd never heard of them.
No, me neither.
There's a lot of that got popular in 2010. I feel like that I have no idea about.
So I feel like you're in the same boat as me. We both have old
Yeah.
time pop culture references,
But it
which I
makes
think
it
is fine.
more fun when these things happen and we just can play stupid. Like,
We have
why
no
does
idea what's going on.
Who cares
The
about
Try
the Try
Guys. So
Guys?
it's Try. Try
Yeah.
Guys.
I think they said their first video was them trying on women's underwear. And then they had a TV show. They were on the Food Network. I have no. You could have said this to me, and I would have said you're making this up. One other thing, and then we can get started. We have a new listener who sent an email. Magbag Joe Anderson.
We haven't even started the show yet. Joe Anderson sounds like a made-up name.
Yep. We need a female.
All right, what did Joe Anderson have to say about the show?
He said, "Dear standoffish Connecticut Jarrod and Cannibal Mark." So that's what we must be known as. Am I standoffish in the show?
Not in the show, just in real life. But maybe
Yeah.
he knows you in real life.
Yeah. He said he's a huge Magroom fan. He said his favorite story so far was the killer elephant.
The killer elephant. Oh, okay. Yeah.
And
Oh,
the people poached animals, and then the elephant hunt them down.
yeah.
And it said we actually teach things. Like if somebody asked him to be a poacher lookout, he would say no. Because
Or he would kill the elephant. He would
He
make
learned
sure
it
the
from
elephant
the
was
show.
dead.
He also loved that you would murder someone and eat their entire body, which I think he read into that a little bit, but you drew the hard line at not eating a potato chip that tastes like chicken.
Yeah, it's disgusting.
Yep.
And it's more like a biscuit. It's thicker than. All right, the whole thing about it is that it's a potato chip that's like, it's also thick. It's also like, I don't know, how thick is the average potato chip? Say what? Well, what's how much?
I don't
what's
know.
that?
I can't say the
A 16th
unit,
of an inch or something.
but thin.
Yeah, say like a 16th of an inch.
It's not cracker thickness.
But so you put like 4 of those together and give it like a denser consistency, and then a very odd greasy feeling to it, and then it's supposed to taste like fried chicken. It just makes no sense. I'd rather eat your face than that thing.
When was this sin? I don't even remember this story.
Somewhere along the line when you were ribbing me for wanting to eat human meatballs, I said something about chicken and a biscuit, apparently, because I do remember talking about it, but I don't remember how it came up. Just the potato chip thing. You said you were such an adventurous
but there's
eater.
a potato chip that tastes like chicken that's thick.
Yeah, you should listen to your own show every once in a while.
I didn't realize it was a different consistency. I remember us.
It's called chicken and a biscuit, so it's not really a chip. It's a biscuit. It's like the British word for biscuit. Say, like all right. So you buy a bag of it as if it were a bag of chips. It's called chicken and a biscuit, and it's like thick, wafery, salty treats that are supposed to taste like fried chicken, but they're gross.
And we really talked about this.
Yeah, just briefly. I don't think we had. It wasn't a Sisk story or anything. It was a. It was a passing moment. I don't remember the story.
Where have you had these?
I used to work with a woman in Maryland who loved them. So I followed her around one day.
All right. You got any? I really enjoyed last week. I don't know if it'll make it every week, but Mooga's movies.
Oh, a movie that I watched this week that I don't think you've watched?
That's
I do have one.
That's my new name for it.
Okay.
Mooga's movies.
Type of stuff, but there was one in there called Lovelace, and it had a bunch.
Is that about a porn star?
Yes.
Oh my!
So it's but it's like a kind of a women's lib movie, I would say, if anything.
Interesting.
So it had a really good cast. Like Peter Sarsgaard was the girls. I can't remember. Amanda.
Peter Sarsgaard played Lovelace.
It was a moving performance.
Yes.
Amanda Seyfried or Seyfried.
Okay.
I don't know how, she's beautiful.
I think it's a newer movie.
13, I think it said 2013.
It's newer in my life.
So it's a kind of a women's lib movie, really. She, Peter Sarsgaard's her like sleazy boyfriend, drags her into the porn business, and it's about her like.
Does it try to spin being a porn star as empowering?
No, she was only she was the star of Deep Throat, which I've never seen. I know it was a famous porn movie. No idea what it's about. Looked goofy as hell when the way they portrayed it in this movie.
Okay. And
her boyfriend like got into like debts and stuff, and he was just a scumbag, and he convinced her to do this, and she was in the movie.
How did he do that?
I don't know. He kind of just appealed to her. She was real shy, and he just sort of like empowered.
Hey, why don't you let others?
You're beautiful.
With you on movie.
It didn't seem to take a lot.
You know why I'm asking?
Because you want to turn me into a porn star?
Yes.
All you have to do is appeal to my sense of.
You're a little shy of video, and
yeah.
I want to get you on video. And
come on, Mark, you're good at this. You look beautiful.
Film our podcast, but really, I'd like you to get into porn. So maybe I should watch it to figure out how the guy did it.
You have to dress cool. Peter Sarsgaard had real dirtbaggy cool style. So
I need some style, and
he was just he was manipulative. He was
not manipulative.
He just appealed to her. She was kind of like shy and
come on, baby, you're beautiful. Yeah. So he talks her into it. She does it.
She does it. He was good. He was just a real good scumbag in the movie.
He played a good
James Franco. Yeah, he played a good
James Franco's in it too. Wow.
He played Hugh Hefner, and I think he was just James. It just seemed to me like he was James Franco in the movie. He didn't really look or talk or anything like Hugh Hefner. He just seemed like he was being himself to me.
That's cool when you could just show up and be yourself.
I don't know. I like James Franco. I think there's things that I think he's good in. I just thought this was sort of, I don't know. He didn't really do anything. I don't really know much about James Franco, but it looked to me like he just came in the clothes that he would normally be wearing and was like, all right, I'm ready. At the end of the movie, she said, I only spent 17 days in the porn industry, so I don't know exactly what that meant.
The movie took 17 days to shoot,
and then I guess that was the first and last thing she did. But
that was it.
I guess so. Yeah, that's what the.
And then how did the movie end?
she ended up back in Long Island, married to a plumber or an electrician.
Did she make any money off of it?
The things that she made, the movie for the producers and the distributors and everybody else, the movie made, I forget what the number was, $30 million or $300 million. I think I had a 3 and lots of zeros behind it. And it said that she made $1,250, and then it also kind of implied that Chuck, her husband, took everything, and so I'm guessing she made sort of like nothing.
Chuck took $1,000.
Her husband, the manipulator guy, he beat her. It was all about, I mean, he was real abusive, and I think he took all of her money, and he tried to run her career, and he made her hook or whatever the term is for it. But like there was a scene where she goes into a hotel room with like 5 guys, and they all, it's not like they show it, but I think they all sort of rape her and pay Chuck to do it. And I don't know. It was a very sad life.
Does that count in the 17 days? Or?
Well, that's what I is it that I think the same way you do. I was like, well, is that part of the 17 days? Because you still, but maybe that's not pornography. That's just hooking, and those are 2 different things. I don't know.
So when we teach in school, when a student is absent a lot and does those things, it goes on your radar. You're like, oh, this kid could do something else. Do you feel like if an actor plays a scumbag really well, it's probably someone in real life we should watch out for?
I've thought about that. I've thought about that about specifically Peter Sarsgaard before, because it's his voice. He's got a very good scumbag voice.
But he hasn't come up in anything yet, has he?
I think he's married to Jake Gyllenhaal. I think he's like a nice guy. He's
married to Jake Gyllenhaal?
Sister.
Oh, Maggie Gyllenhaal.
Yeah, I think I read that somewhere.
But he just hasn't come up. But that, in my mind, it's like Kevin Spacey. He always played like a shady. There was this woman in stats class. There's this woman whose husband got Alzheimer's, and she said she smelled it on him before he tested positive and he had Alzheimer's. He just started smelling different 9 months before. And so they thought, you're a crazy old lady. So they had people with Alzheimer's come in with their shirts and put them out for her to say, and then put some shirts in that people who didn't. And she got 9 out of 10 right. And then the 10th developed Alzheimer's a year later. Yeah, so I'm not saying I have that kind of power, where if you gave me a bunch of creepy actors, I could tell you which ones were going to develop or had shady pasts. But it seems like if you were good at that, you could be a scumbag if you're good at pretending to be a scumbag. If you play it a lot and you're really good at it, I bet there's some overlap, like a good amount. Story. When you play, so you play things, right? You do basketball, tennis.
Sure.
Do you feel like you're a competitive guy?
Yes.
So you try to win?
Yes.
At all costs?
All costs. Absolutely.
No, seriously.
No, I don't cheat or anything like that.
Okay. Have you ever cheated?
I'm sure I have in my life at some point, but not since I was a kid, I don't think.
I just wonder, I'm sure there could be a level, for everyone, a level of stakes where you might cheat.
Where I would cheat?
Yeah, like if you were like, oh, we're going to execute your father unless you win this tennis match.
I would cheat for that. I would cheat for my dad.
Yeah,
yes.
Like I'm sure there's a level, but that probably level for most people, hopefully, is pretty high. But that's maybe not for everybody. So some people it's not.
I would say no. I've watched people cheat for free pool a million times.
Yeah, or you've probably played people in tennis where they're calling things in or out. Yeah. So this was I don't know if you heard about this. This is a chess thing. So on September 4th, 19-year-old American Hans Niemann earned a
like a cheater.
Stunning victory over 5-time world champion Magnus Carlsen. Magnus, it just has a better name. At the Sinquefield Cup in St. Louis, ending Carlsen's 53-match unbeaten streak. So September 5th, Carlsen withdrew from the tournament, sending a cryptic tweet that implied Niemann had cheated. The event beefed up its anti-cheating measures. Niemann passed the screens, but didn't win another match. So he beat the 5-time world champion, and then he didn't win another match. So this guy has been accused of cheating, the 19-year-old player.
Okay.
How do you think you would cheat in chess?
I would I would have one of my friends standing on the other side of the room and make a ruckus. And then Carlson would turn around and be like, what is going on back there? And I would just put the pieces. See, this would be assuming I know how to play chess. I don't know how to play chess.
You would just move the pieces around? I don't.
Yeah,
no one else is watching while.
No, well, there's been a ruckus. There's been a commotion in the background.
It's got to be quite a ruckus.
Yeah.
So maybe a machine gun shooting in the air.
Thinking I was thinking like a pipe bomb.
Okay, that may shut down the tournament. Or you're just like, wait, I know this is.
Look, this is important to me. I want to win this match.
We should just finish them. Oh wait, checkmate! I got it.
How would I cheat in chess?
What's the chat? So you're playing Mark Einloff.
I don't know how to. Can I confess right now that I don't know how to play chess
at all?
I know it's black and red and pieces that look like horses and castles and
black
stuff.
And white. There's no red. And the pieces move different things. Okay. So
right.
Assume you learn that. I know you're a smart guy. So say we took an hour, I could teach you how the pieces moved.
Okay.
So you at least knew that. So what would be the challenge? Would be what? You're playing Magnus, the 5-time champion.
I keep using a checkerboard, so I guess the challenge would be that I have to get a chessboard.
Some of the challenges is you are not smart. But
right.
if say you were, I would have to, someone would have to relay you moves, right?
Could I is my playing the guy that got the thing injected into his neck and I can read his text messages?
Oh, that would be great. I think they'd only let you send text messages.
So maybe Carlson's wife was in his ear telling him this is what he always does.
No, Hans Niemann was the one.
Niemann. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, Carlson was texting.
Carlson's wife was texting Niemann.
Oh,
Carlson's wife and Niemann are having an affair.
There's another layer to this with a 19-year-old. He's 31.
So that's probably what happened.
Yeah, they said that's a challenge.
Not only did he cheat, but he's banging Carlson's wife.
Yeah, that would be quite an extra piece to it. So that said that's the challenge. You need an accomplice to send signals when there's an impactful move. So they wouldn't send you, for you, we'd need to send you every move because you wouldn't know what to do. But chess is that you have to learn all the scenarios. There's scenarios to it, and then you make moves and win, and the gambits and all that. So that's why a lot end in draws.
I watched the Queen's Gambit. Maybe I could do all right.
Yeah, you didn't even. Was that any? Could you understand it?
I just liked it because she was into drugs. No, I just liked watching her crush up pills.
Those pieces she moves. That's exciting. So so there was a popular theory, 2 theories. One was that he had vibrations in his shoes.
Yeah.
And then the other one was that he had vibrating anal beads. What would you?
That had nothing to do with my chest. That's just something I like to do.
I just like how it feels.
I wear women's underwear and I put anal beads up my butt.
I'm one of the try guys. I'm trying some vibrating anal beads. So they basically said there's a Russian grandmaster who said really the only way is to play naked in a locked room is the only way to completely eliminate cheating.
Why does the room have to be locked?
So nobody can get in, I guess.
Well, if you saw somebody come into the room, would you see whether or not they went over to the one of the naked guys and shoved something up his ass? No, I'm not shoving anything up his ass. Just taking his temperature. He had a temperature this morning.
It's like whenever Hans plays, someone mistakenly goes in the naked chess room. Oh, sorry, Pawnderookfor, gotta leave. Sorry. Naked chess room.
My name? Mr. Pawnderookfor.
Naked chess room.
Mr. Pawnderookfor.
What would be his first name? Joe? Joe Pawnderookfor?
Joe Anderson Pawnderookfor.
That's what they get. Sisk story. This is the coolest person alive back. Hasn't been on in a while. Didn't we? Did we have a song for this?
I'm the coolest person alive. Jarrod found articles. His name is. Then you fill in that part right there.
Ward Hastings.
And
now he's dead.
Oh no.
Yeah, but let's read the story.
All right.
This is why. I mean, I guess it can't. I actually am now realizing it can't be the coolest person alive because he's not dead. Doesn't seem like it fits. The coolest person who was recently alive. This is a really short article. Stewart Hastings, a 78-year-old Berkeley man, this is from SF Gate, known for welcoming the public to his backyard hot tub, died on Saturday afternoon while doing what he loved best, hot tubbing, officials said. Emily Raguso, founder of the soon-to-be-launched news site The Berkeley Scanner, was the first to report the death of Berkeley's so-called hot tub guy. And on Twitter, she wrote that he ran a free community hot tub from his Essex Street home for nearly 50 years.
All right, so does this guy register on your creepy meter? You know how you think
I don't
you can
know.
tell when
That's why I wanted to talk about it. It seems
I just like having people in my hot tub.
like, would you have a community hot tub?
Peter
Would you-
Sarsgaard probably has a community hot tub. Wait. Did it say how he died? Or is it just that he
The
died?
Berkeley
like
Police
natural
Department told SF Gate that officers found Hastings unresponsive in a hot tub. It doesn't say it
course.
was this one. Could be just was at another one. On Essex Street, so maybe it was him, at 4:23 p.m. They were unable to revive him, and he was declared dead at the scene.
He probably had like every kind of parasite and STD known to humankind.
Yeah, first of all, you have to clean that hot tub a lot. If I was in my 70s, I mean, at that point, right, a free community hot tub's just fun, right?
I'm not a huge hot tub guy.
I see.
I'll jump in one. I just don't,
What's gross about it?
because everybody in them and they're
I
just
see.
dirty.
So you would
Just-
make rules like no in your hot tub?
No, I don't like to impose rules. I'm more of a do
Yeah.
what you want to do. I'm just not going to go in.
It said he ran a community hot tub for 50 years. What is in that hot tub?
Awful, awful things.
What kind of people would come to a free community hot? Obviously, you wouldn't,
No.
because you don't like him.
Peter Sarsgaard would be there probably pretty often.
So he was just hanging out.
We'd just bring whatever chick he picked up at the bowling alley that night. He'd bring over there.
You think there
Am I
were a
gonna get
lot of...
Am I going to get on Peter Sarsgaard's radar now? Is he a decent? Can I talk about Peter Sarsgaard?
I don't know.
I'm a fan of his. Actually, I don't know why I'm doing.
He's not
this.
going to be on our show now, but
We like party. We like having fun. But I'm not
Sure.
the guy that could just do it all the time. I pick and choose my moments. If everybody was always at my house in the hot tub, it would piss me the off. I know it would. It would be terrible. I'd be like, look, dude, it's 3 a.m.
instead he was shy.
That's
And
how
he didn't come out. He said clothing was optional under the moonlight.
Of course.
Goal was to create a sanctuary that allowed
Yeah, I'm
for
shy.
skinny dipping, not a hookup
Anyway,
spot.
I bet you it was a hookup spot. Story takes us.
Ooh, here you go. So there were some rules.
This is the part Jarrod likes.
Included no talking.
What?
No talking. Men were invited in if only they'd been vetted by a female guest. So he just wanted the ladies.
This is the
there.
dirtbag part. Yeah.
No drugs or smoking. It was free of charge. There's a passcode for entry.
Huh.
He was concerned the space not become a sexualized or party spot. Not everyone was welcome.
Wait. He didn't want it to be a sexual spot, but he only wanted girls hanging out there?
Yeah.
It seems a little contradictory to me.
Sisk story. This is about nostalgia. Did you ever get Happy Meals?
Yeah. What were those toys?
There was a range
I
of
guess
stuff.
I liked them.
I had some
No.
cool one. I remember it was like a rubber band thing, and I could pull it, and it flew around my room. So
Hard to
this
believe.
month, McDonald's has a adult Happy Meal, complete with a character toy. So running through October 30th, they will order. It's called the Cactus Plant Flea Market Meal Box. So I guess that's the sponsor. Fashion streetwear brand Cactus Plant. Do you know that
What?
streetwear brand? Is that what you wear?
What's the name?
Cactus
No.
Plant Flea Market. That's the name of the brand.
That's the name of the Happy Meal? So
That's
if you
the
go
name
now,
of the streetwear brand.
I'd like 2 ham cheeseburger Happy Cactus Streetwear Plant
Sorry, I
Happy
have
Meal.
to say Cactus Plant Flea Market brand when you order the Happy Meal, or I can't process your order.
I'd like 2 cheeseburger Happy Cactus Plant
Flea Market meal box.
meal boxes.
Guess what the toy choices are?
It's an adult toy.
Yeah, you get a classic McDonald's character.
A Hamburglar.
Hamburglar's one.
What's that? How's that adult?
Because you're collecting it because of nostalgia.
Oh. All right, so Hamburglar. Ronald McDonald? Sea
No, he's not on there.
The guy that place is named after didn't make it? How did...
I didn't make the cut.
Wow. The Fry Guys.
Nope, they're not on here.
The Shake Master.
Does not even exist. Who is the purple guy?
Oh.
He always looked like this. Grimace. Grimacing.
Right.
And then there's one here that says Birdie, which is they just gave up.
Just a bird. Yeah. I don't know. Who the cares? You realize we're selling 500 million hamburgers a day? Do I even need... Is my job needed at all?
So there's one that's also based on the sponsor, Cactus Plant Flea Market Streetwear. What do you think the fourth one is? Name they came up with?
Cactus Kenny.
That's better than what they came up with.
Oh, I don't know what.
Cactus Buddy.
Oh, that was really close.
Yes. Literally, they have somebody who spent 18 seconds on Hamburger Grimace, Birdie, and...
I will pull this goddamn trigger if you don't come up with a name for it right now.
Cactus Buddy. It's the Cactus Buddy. He's your buddy.
Cactus
He's a
buddy.
cactus.
And...
Put a face on a cactus. We're done.
Who wouldn't want to hug a cactus, right?
The guy went in for his PowerPoint presentation.
Who's not friends with a cactus? How is it nostalgic if it just made it up like 2 days ago? We don't know it. You and I are the ones that grew up in this time, and we don't know anything about cactus.
Wouldn't there be more characters from the... I remember in the commercial, like you said, there was the Hamburglar, the Grimace. There was somebody else. There was Ronald McDonald for sure.
I think Ronald McDonald would have made it, yeah.
Did he have some sort of Me Too moment that he can't...
I was going to say, I bet he's got some sort of impending lawsuits.
Peter Skarsgård will play him in the next movie. This is the last one. This is another little bit danger. So here's a little mystery for you. There are multiple reports of a mysterious voice grunting, moaning, and groaning on American Airlines in-flight announcement systems, sometimes lasting the duration of the flight, and nobody knows who's responsible or how they did it. So here's one report. Grady P. Allen wrote, "My wife and I experienced this during an AA flight in July. To be clear, it was just sounds like moans and groans of someone in extreme pain. The crew said it had happened before."
In the announcement that they make as you're taking off? Is that what you're saying? Like the thing about...
No, the whole flight. It's just in the background of the flight while you're on the flight.
Oh.
Like going like...
Okay.
Ah! The crew
you.
said it had happened before and had no explanation. Occurred briefly 3 or 4 times early in the flight and then stopped. This happened to me last week. It wasn't the whole flight, but periodically weird phrases and sounds. Then a huge, "oh yeah," when we landed.
Like the high C guy? Didn't he used to say, "oh yeah"?
So it could be him.
Is he on the flight?
Yeah. So it said the systems are hardwired. So it's like really hard for someone to hack, or this is what American Airlines said. I'm sure there's some teenager that's hacked into them and they don't want to admit it.
So like when a captain on a normal flight where people aren't tied up in the fuselage or whatever that thing is called.
Sure.
You hear only something when the captain comes on and says, "Hi, we're over Houston." Oh, no.
Hello, everybody. We're at 10,000 feet. The seatbelt sign.
So on these flights, that speaker is on, but you hear grunting and groaning. Is that Are there any YouTube videos where I could look this up?
Yes,
do you think?
You could definitely watch it.
Okay.
You could definitely watch it. And it's weird. Like it's what I'm doing. In the back, like you're sitting in the flight and you hear this noise and the guy is...
And no one's ever figured out what it was.
No, they said they were like, did we leave something on with this? And it's on a bunch of flights. So people were kind of free. Like, I don't know. You wouldn't think it would freak you out if someone hacked into the audio system of the plane. Like maybe they could also crash the plane.
Yeah, they could hack into other things.
I'll finish it up. All right.
Yeah.
Produced by Joe Anderson. Theme song by Mega Yellox. Email Mooga and Sisko at gmail.com. Thank you for all who emailed. We have Instagram and Twitter.
What was the sound that was being made in the background of those floods? Okay, yeah, you do the rest of your thing. You do the rest of your thing.
Instagram, Instagram and Twitter, the Mag Room Pod, as Snoop Loops knows. Oh yeah, we're gonna have a contest too. Do you want to tell the contest?
I didn't come up. Was I supposed to come up with one?
We have a contest. Remember, I sent you. You did not. You're just like you blacked out for the week.
Stress does crazy things to you, Jarrod.
Email DVDs
you forget
Mark
to wear
can
underwear
watch that I haven't seen for Mooga's
That's right.
movies. And
We
if
did
Mark
talk about
picks
that.
one, we'll send you a T-shirt. We'll send you a T-shirt.
Mr. Pawnderookfor.
Pawnderookfor, produced by Pawnderookfor. That's what I should have done.
I like that, Mr. Pawnderookfor.
And
Pokes his head in the room.
sorry, just Joe Pawnderookfor. Sorry, wrong room.
It's Joe I'm looking for a Mr. Pawnderookfor.
It's like the cheating scene from Spies Like Us. Remember that cheating scene? That's a great scene. Would you say, Mark, the Mag Room got you through this week?
I would declare it. I wouldn't say it.
Because you would then say,
Stick with the Mag Room. And everything else will be cream cheese.
Ooh, ooh, I like my groom. I like my groom. Ooh, ooh, my groom is good. My groom is good. Ooh, ooh, I like my groom. I like my groom. Ooh, ooh, my groom is good. My groom is good. The my groom's good. Ooh, ooh, I like my groom. I like my groom. Ooh, ooh, my groom is good. My groom is good.
do this. Put your hands there while you touch his thing.